Welcome to the My Creative Days podcast, where we will talk about all things DIY, home decor, decorating tips, and creating a beautiful home on a budget. I am hoping our time together will spark a creative idea, help you plan your next DIY, or inspire you to finally tackle that project you keep putting off. Grab your favorite cup of motivation and let's chat. Hello and welcome back to the podcast. Today I'm going to answer a question that came in about our Furniture Flipping Academy. And I thought I would just I am sure that I have touched on some of these in different podcasts, but some of these things I'm not sure if I have. So I'm just recording another podcast about it because it's important. It's something I get asked multiple times. So it's okay if you've heard this before because it needs to be stated, or it needs to be said over and over again because it comes up, and it will come up if you are going into furniture flipping. And on a side note, I'm just going to pull over for a minute. I just wanted to make sure that you are fully aware of the new price of the Furniture Flipping Academy. If you have not checked that out, I'm going to leave a link to all the information in the show notes. And we also have a sneak peek down at the bottom of the landing page you click on. Down at the bottom, it talks about a sneak peek. If you'd like to see, a little bit inside, here's a sneak peek of what it looks like. If you go through that, there may be an extra incentive, if that makes sense. So I just want to make sure that I make a note of that here up front. The information, the link will be in the show notes. So definitely check that out because we want to make this doable and get as many people in as we can to help them. So we're excited about this. So what are the top mistakes to avoid when you're starting a furniture flipping business? Now, that wasn't the question. It was about something more specific, but these are the things that you need to avoid, you need to know about before you start. So number one is overpaying for furniture. That is one of the biggest things, especially when you're just starting out. You do not want to spend too much on a piece of furniture before factoring in the cost of the materials, the time to flip them, the potential profit before purchasing, and you do not want to overpay for your furniture. So, there's definitely ways to find even free pieces of furniture. You can start flipping furniture with no money at all. I teach that inside the academy, but just make sure. And here's one thing that I like to mention. Let's say you follow a creator, you see that they're paying $300 for a dresser. And you're like, okay, so you walk into your thrift store and you're just kind of starting out and you're thinking, well, it's, $250, I'm getting a deal. When you are just starting out, you're going to want to pay a lot less than that because, you have to build up a customer base and you have to build up your skills and, all of those things. And you're going to find easier projects, in the beginning. And so don't compare your price points for selling or buying with anybody else. Do not do that. Just even if it's somebody that has started out with you or has been doing it just as long as you, their market and where they are selling or where they're buying is totally different. So do not compare any part of your journey or that with anybody else. The next one, which is something I learned the hard way, and do not skimp on quality supplies. It's so tempting, and I did it for years. It's so tempting to cut costs on paint, tools, and materials, low quality products, but it's gonna lead to poor results. I guarantee it. Invest in good quality supplies. And I'm not saying you have to buy, $1,000 paint and $500 paintbrushes. By no means. The paintbrushes that I love, I share all the time. The paint that I love and I share all the time, it is reasonably priced and it does a really good job, both of them. And I can do, paint sprayers, I can give you the products. I mean, I am buying for applying stain and applying a top coat, I'm spending less than $3. So it's just, learning from people that have gone before you and they have learned the good supplies. They have learned, where to, get them. And so you just do not cut on this part of it because it's not going to give you good results. I promise you, I promise you, I promise you. Not only that, it's going to save you a ton of time. It's going to reduce how many touch-ups you have, and your customers are just going to be so much more satisfied. So do not skimp on that. Number 3, not understanding your market. This is huge. No matter what business you're doing, you need to understand who you are marketing to. Who is your ideal customer? And again, this was something that I had to learn the hard way because I was going with what I wanted all the time in my home. And that's not what was selling, right? That was not the popular style at the time. So when I started changing that, I was selling things so much quicker. So, understanding the styles, the colors, the type of furniture that are in demand for your market, no matter if you're selling online, selling in person, or like locally, it's knowing that market is going to make the biggest difference. Okay, the next one is ignoring branding and marketing. So this is something, again, when I first started out, I was like, I didn't even know what this was. I wasn't thinking about this, but had I known, I would have been a lot further along in a lot less time. So having a great piece of furniture is only half of it, right? Getting in front of the right people who are going to buy it. That's the golden ticket, right? If you neglect, here's the thing. It's, social media has come so far. Building a brand, it can really accelerate your success in ways that you're not even thinking about. And I'm not even talking about selling your dresser that you just finished. There are so many opportunities out there right now for furniture flippers and so many platforms that you can do so much more with your furniture flipping business than you even know about right now. And so establishing a consistent brand is really one that reflects your style, your work, your quality, your personality is so important. And I teach all of this. I should have said this too. All of this that I'm talking about, I teach you exactly how to do it inside the Furniture Flipping Academy. I don't leave you just guessing. It's not like I say, it's a good idea for you to come up with a brand and expect you to know what branding means, what working with brands means, what, I go from start to finish. And I do hope that you will check out the link just because it goes through everything we offer inside the Furniture Flipping Academy. It's so much, from how to sand a piece of furniture to how do I reach out to a brand and ask them if they will work with me. Like, I included everything inside the academy. So because there's so much, it makes me so excited because there's so much that you don't know. When you think about flipping furniture, you're like, okay, I'll find a piece, hopefully get a good deal on it. I'll paint it or I'll make it over, whatever. And then I'll sell it on my Facebook Marketplace. And you think that's where it ends. But that is just scraping the surface. There is so much more that will actually make you even more excited about doing it. The next one is taking on too many projects at once. I've been here and done this. You get overly excited. If you find a bunch of pieces, which is great. If you find a piece, pick it up, but don't think you have to have all the projects going at one time and you have to get them all done at one time. Burnout is a thing. Having a ton of unfinished projects sitting in your garage or wherever you keep them, looking at you every time you get in your car to go to the grocery store or go to work, that is a real thing. It's kind of like when I have books that I've picked them up, like I've gone thrifting and I found a bunch of books. I love to look at the books at the thrift store. It's like one of my favorite things. But anyway, so if I get a bunch of them, I used to stack them up kind of next to my bed on this table. And I'm like, every time I would go to bed, it's like, oh my gosh, I have 8 books I haven't read. I got to get to those books. I'm just reading the one. So I had to put them in a drawer so I couldn't see them because it just made me feel anxious and like, I have to do that. I need to get through these. What am I, And so it's the same thing. And when I have a ton of projects, waiting for me, especially in the beginning, I was overwhelmed. I kept seeing everything I had to get done. So just keep that in mind. Or maybe build something or hang a sheet up or something so you're not looking at them all the time if you get that feeling when you see them. Okay, the next one is not accounting for time. Time is money, period. You can flip furniture and start a business all on your own without any help, but I'm telling you right now, it will take you years to figure it all out. And so when people are like, oh, I don't know if I have the time to get in the academy, or I don't know if I have the time to flip furniture, if you time is money. So you're gonna trade one for the other. And what is which one can you not get back? You can go make money over and over and over again. You cannot get back the last week you just had, the yesterday that you had, the last 20 minutes that you had. You can't get that back. So you tell me where you need to be investing your money or time. So it does take, especially in the beginning, it's going to take you, talking about time in the project part of it. It's going to take you more time to flip and, figure it out and work on different pieces because everyone will be different. But I promise you, the more and more you do it, the easier and easier it gets. And the more you learn about products and, ways to cut down on your project time, the easier it gets. So definitely think about time. Another one that some people don't think about is failing to build relationships. Networking with local suppliers. If you've got like a paint supplier you love, maybe it's your thrift store or, a local store that gets furniture pieces, and maybe you could work out a deal with the owner. Other furniture flippers, networking with them, online, on social media. That's a great way to help build your brand and just to learn from other people. Do collaborative projects, get advice from them, building a community. And with the Furniture Flipping Academy, we do have an online community that you are a part of. It just helps you grow, learn, and succeed faster, period. Like that's just what that's there for. And lastly, not tracking finances properly. So, track your expenses, sales, profits, so it doesn't lead to financial confusion. Create a system to manage your finances so you can accurately assess your profitability and just figure out where you need to maybe change some things, good, bad, different, whatever it is, so that you can reinvest in your business and keep it running strong. So, like I said, I teach you how to do all of this inside the Furniture Flipping Academy. There's so much inside the Academy. I've talked about it here before on the podcast, but we have all new pricing, the sneak peek. Definitely check out the show notes for that link. And as always, let me know if you have any questions. Reach out to me through email, lindsay@mycreativedays.com, or on Instagram @mycreativedays. And until next time, I will talk to you real soon. Hello, friends. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. I'm grateful that you tune in every week and that you share the show with your family and friends. I love having creative chit chats with you, and my hope is that this podcast will inspire you to try a new project, start a DIY that you've been putting off, and decorate your home exactly how you want it. There are a few ways you can help us with the podcast. Follow the podcast so you don't miss an episode. And if you could take a few minutes to leave the podcast a review, that would help us so much. Again, thank you for being here, and I look forward to our chat next week. Bye-bye.